So right now, the most popular trip by far is the Lofoten Islands. And if you've ever seen any pictures of the Lofoten Islands, you'll understand why. The towering peaks, spectacular scenery, it's just looks phenomenal. So everybody in the office was very jealous when Kerrie went off to the Lofoten a couple of weeks ago to take on one of our treks there. And so I thought I'd get you in and ask you some of the questions because it is so popular, to find out why is it so popular and what you felt of it. So looking at the pictures you've taken, which look amazing, the towering peaks look huge and it does look really tough. How hard is it for trekking? What's the trekking like over there?
So I wouldn't say that it's hard. The itinerary's arranged in such a way that there are easier hikes and harder hikes. So the overall feel of the week was quite manageable. The terrain does complicate the walks slightly. But if you're used to, walking out in the fells, in the Scottish Highlands, walking a little bit off the beaten track on quite indistinct paths, then, you should be fine. But yeah, underfoot can be boggy, muddy, rocky, exposed tree roots.
It sounds like Scotland on steroids.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's the perfect way to describe it.
Okay, that's great. One of the things is with any of these trips, accommodation plays such a big part. Where you're sleeping stuff. So, what is the accommodation like?
No, so you're right. You're going to be staying in either like hostel type accommodation. So you'll have shared rooms with your group, with either like 2 or 4 to a room, and then you'll have a different type of accommodation, which is like the more traditional rorbu, which is the like old fishing huts that have been converted into accommodation. So
are those the ones down by the sea? Sorry.
Yeah, the cute little red.
Oh,
yeah, little
they
red
look
huts.
cool.
Yeah, they are really cool. Yeah. They're probably, let's just say they're cozy for a group of 10.
Yeah.
But we were really lucky because we had reasonably good weather, so we were able to sit out on the deck and
Cool.
enjoy the view and have a few shandies. So yeah, don't expect the Ritz.
I mean,
or
you're there
5-star.
when you're there. That's It's...
Oh no, honestly, you'll be out in the fells all day. So you'll come back to the accommodation. Everyone chips in to get dinner ready. You also then eat the dinner, and then you go to bed. Because you'll be quite tired from all the hiking. So yeah, it's not like you're going to be in this accommodation for a long period of time.
You mentioned food there. What is the food like on the trip?
If you like fish,
great,
you'll be fine. No, we ate really well. There was food in abundance. Breakfast was typically a choice of like muesli, yogurts, porridge, fruit, coffee, obviously.
Yeah.
Fruit juice, that kind of stuff. Lunch was then we got lunch ready like pretty much straight after breakfast because we take our lunch with us when we go hiking. So again, it would be things like rice or quinoa, cheese, tomatoes, cucumber,
so a range of things.
Fish. Yeah, it's just there was loads of stuff on offer, and you could basically just pick and choose what you wanted.
Cool. So I know it's a difficult question to answer, but 3 highlights. What were your highlights of the whole trip?
I know it sounds really cheesy, but the whole trip was a highlight. Like the place is phenomenal, but I guess if I had to narrow it down, the day that we walked from our accommodation in Fredvang, we went up Vlansdinden. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It probably sounds horrific, but yeah, we went up onto this incredible looking peak, and as we were coming back down, the clouds just lifted as if someone had like flicked a switch. The clouds just lifted, everything cleared, and it was just blue skies and sunshine and views for miles.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. I literally did not stop taking photos. It was just...
I know, you sent them all over
Yeah, I
to
did.
us. WhatsApp went crazy.
Yes. Yes.
So now you've done the trip.
Yes.
If Emma was to call up and ask any tips or advice, what would you advise or what tips would you give to somebody going out to the Lofoten Islands?
I mean, you've got to be happy walking on varied terrain, because like I say, it's not a hard trip, but the terrain can make it more complicated. So yeah, just being comfortable walking out in the hills on rocky, boggy terrain would be a must. Probably take an eye mask, depending on the time of year that you go.
Of course, yeah.
When my group was there, we were in the midnight sun phase, so the sun did not set. It didn't get dark.
What was that like to experience? That's quite a cool thing that not many people do experience.
It's
really.
pretty odd. Yeah, we'd be sat outside just chilling and chatting, and someone would go, "Oh, it's 11:30," and you just don't realise. So yeah, it can mess with your body clock a little bit. I mean, the accommodation does have like blackout curtains and stuff, but if you are light sensitive, yeah, definitely take an eye mask.
Well, I think that's great. Thank you for answering the questions. If you are interested in doing the Lofoten Islands or Norway, do call through to the office. Kerrie will be happy to answer any questions you have. And we've got other people on the team that have also been out to Norway and Lofoten as well. It does look like an amazing place. I'd love to get over there at some point. But yeah, thank you again, Kerrie.
Welcome.
Yeah, please do let us know if you have any questions.